All right, so I wanted to make this quick video to explain what it's like working at this company. Some of the things we stand for, what our vision is. Right now, if you are getting hired, you want to come work for us, I want to explain kind of what our goal is here. We're a relatively small company. We're in our startup phase. We're making $10, $20 million a year, but we want to go bigger. We want to make it a $100 million company. We want to take everybody with us. That is the grand vision for this thing. But there are specific people and specific traits that we enjoy. And for people that work here, we want to make sure they have it. So if this is you, everything I explained in this video, you're going to be a great fit. I look forward to having you in here. If not, don't worry. There's going to be no offense. It's probably not going to be the best role for you. But the first one, and it's going to sound cliche, is we need someone that's a hard worker. We want everybody here at this office, because of how we are, we got a great culture. We want everyone to be ambitious. We want everyone to work hard, because this is a place that I pride myself that I built a company that you can come from any background, right? I grew up broke in Los Angeles, single mom. I was never supposed to be rich. I was never supposed to make any money. And thankfully, it worked out because I wanted to work really hard. So the basis of this company, everyone that is here, this is a place where everyone can grow and everyone can become great and everyone can make a lot of money if they work hard. I don't care what your background is. I don't care where you came from. If you are someone that's willing to put in 8, 10, 12 hours a day, you will be successful here. You will make a lot of money, more money than you could think of anywhere else. It doesn't matter if you have a degree. Some of our staff members, you'll see them when we walk over here. They're still here. It's 10 o'clock at night. They're all still here. Jason, he came from Starbucks. Lorenzo, our COO, he came from Sunglass Hut. Sam, he's 21 years old, dropped out of college, came over here, made $11,000 one month. So it doesn't matter what your background is, what your experience is, we will train you. We have some of the best training in the world. But you have to want it. You have to be ambitious. If you're looking for a job where you can clock in, clock out, do the bare minimum, this place is not for you, because you might have a good career here and you might make some money, but we find the people that are best are the ones that align with the vision. They want to make this a $100 million company as well, because they know if the company goes up, there's more career opportunities for them. Everyone here can get rich. My goal is to make everyone that it jumps in and works at this company now millionaires at some point in their life, maybe within the next 10 years. So if you're someone that works hard, this is a great place for you to work. I want to kind of walk you through our office so you can see it. If you don't know what we do, we're a consulting firm, Lacad Consulting. I'm Renee Lacad, if that wasn't clear yet. But we do a couple of things. We do marketing and consulting services for businesses. So social media ads, websites, email marketing, all the current marketing you see now in the market, that's kind of what we do. We also do consulting, where we offer to help them, get them integrated with AI. We do a lot of cutting edge stuff. The way I made my money early on was by starting a marketing agency. So that's still the core of our business. We find businesses, we offer to help them with social media marketing. We offer to help them with AI integration. We do a lot of services to that nature, but we also have the education side of the business. So we still teach people how to do it. For example, I have a social media following. If people want to learn, start the same business that I have and maybe do it from home without having to get an office, do all this stuff, the skills that I learned, we have that part of the business as well, where we have information, we teach people. We sell courses, right? So we do all that stuff, and that's another part of the business. And then we also have the software part of the business. So we'll keep going. You'll see all of these offices here. This is mostly for people on video team, editing, research. We have a couple full-time editors in here. So if you're applying to be an editor, you'll be working here as an editor. If you notice on the walls, a lot of the art we have in here also, it's motivational, it's inspiring, because we want people to feel motivated, to be inspired. The type of people that we get here to work here are motivated, they're inspired. They're not people that are like lazy or low energy. We hate that, right? So part of what we want here is people that are inspired, that are motivated, that are energetic, but also work hard, positive. One big thing that I think stops a lot of people from building any sort of fortune in life is having these limiting beliefs. You could tell a lot about someone based on how they respond. If you say, hey, do you think you could be a millionaire? And if they say, no, it's unrealistic, I don't think it's possible, they have a limiting belief in their head. And because of that, they're never gonna get rich. It's almost like negativity. I have sales guys in here. There's one of my sales guys in here. He came in with this belief. He had this belief that sometimes you get a lead and you can't close them. Whereas the best salespeople I know, they think they can close everyone. They get on the phone with anyone. If they pick up and they're on the phone, they believe that deal is closable from the bottom of their heart. They don't have that limiting belief in their head. And what we've seen because of that is those people close more deals. This limiting belief, all it does is put negativity in your head, right? There's a difference between being realistic and being negative. A lot of people think that they're being realistic. Most of the time, they're just being negative. They have these limiting beliefs that stop them. So one thing we hate in this company is we don't like any limiting beliefs. The words I can't, they're not in our vocabulary. I don't like that at all. But moving forward, we have our editing room. We have a very chill atmosphere here. So again, we want people that want to live here. That's the goal here. Because if you are bought into the vision, same way I am, same way all of our other guys are, right? Julio behind the camera right now. We got a couple of people over here. Sam and Brandon that are still here working, right? So we want to make this feel like home. So we have a lounge. It's a little messy right now, but it's a hookah lounge. People go in there, they chill. We have a ping pong table. We have a lot of fun in here, as you can tell by how the office looks. But we're also very competitive. So another big trait that will make you successful at this company is if you're competitive, if you have a drive to win. A lot of our best staff members that make the most money are the ones that were prior athletes, because they're willing to go the extra mile because they want to win. So if you're someone that wants to win, you're competitive, you like to compete, obviously in a friendly way. We're not trying to wish bad on anyone. We're trying to uplift everyone. Being competitive is going to help you out a lot in this company. And that leads me to the next part. We also want people that have the desire to get better. We have to constantly improve. What got us here is not going to get us to the next level. So if we want to keep leveling up, we have to constantly get better, whether that's hitting the gym, having a desire to hit the gym, having a desire to do things you want to do, buying courses, books, going to seminars, going to conferences, absorbing information and upgrading what's in your brain and in your body is very, very important here, because the only way you are going to make your life better is if you get better. People here, they have a big, big history of self-improvement, right? Some of these people that work here now were actually students of ours, but because they invested in themselves and they got better, it shows in their work ethic. So everyone here, they have a desire to get better. They want to get better. And that has to be a trait that you have. Some people, I see it all the time. They say they want to get better, but when it comes to taking action, when it comes to learning, when it comes to reading books, they don't do it. And they stay in the same place forever. If you're not growing, you're dying. So ultimately, for us, we put a lot of value on self-development. I take my entire company once a year to a big business conference where we all stay there. We just came back, actually. And we'll stay there. We'll just take notes the entire time. Because I think that's equally as important as the actual work you put in. Because if you get better, your work becomes better. Your output becomes better. So self-development is a really big one. As we keep going, I think another big one as well is accountability, coachability. I want to tell you a story of two different employees, right, on this topic of coachability, accountability. There was one guy, he lasted about a week, and he wasn't very coachable, he wasn't very accountable. Everything else was out of his control, it was not his fault, and he was doing sales calls, he had no sales. The entire week, we're like, hey, what's going on? We want to help, we want to build you up. If you're struggling, we want to make sure you get help. His response to us giving him advice was, oh yeah, it just wasn't possible to do it. So it goes back to this idea of limiting belief, but it also goes back to accountability. Because everyone else in his hiring batch, they all got the same leads, they all had the same opportunity. The ones that were positive and taking advice, getting coached, taking the training, holding themselves accountable, they were closing deals, slowly but surely. But this guy, he refused to accept any of this stuff. He just said, oh, it's not possible, it was never gonna happen, these leads are not working, and everything was not his fault, right? He wasn't coachable, he wasn't accountable, so as a result, he got let go. But there's another story about a positive one. Our sales manager now, one of our top employees at our company, he was the worst salesperson ever. He came in here and he was bad. And I wanted to get rid of him a bunch. I had an executive team that told me, hey, he's really, really like coachable. He's really dedicated. Let's just keep him. Let's give him a try. And I remember I don't talk to a lot of people that we just hired. So I was like, okay, I trust you guys. Let's see what happens. This guy finally gets it. He starts getting some results. And every time we gave him feedback, anytime we told him what to do, he would take this information, he would use it, invest in courses, he would learn, he would self-develop, and eventually he became one of our top guys. He started getting the best results. And it got to a point where he eventually became our sales manager. He became the guy that's in charge of our sales team, training these people, right? Building them up. And I think it's perfect because he came from a place where he wasn't very good and he became good. He's a great case study of what happens when you put the effort in to be coachable, be accountable, self-develop, put in hard work. All of these values that I share with you, you take those, you can make anyone great. And that's a big part of what it is. Like I said, Lorenzo in there, you can turn over there, he's still here right now. He's our COO now, runs the company. He came from Sunglass Hut, right? I think he came out of the military. Lorenzo, did you get your college degree? No college degree. No college degree. He makes more than doctors, lawyers, engineers. It's crazy, right? Sam dropped out of college. He's here. As you can tell, we're not suited up as well. I do like the idea of like being aesthetically pleasing. So this doesn't mean come here and look like a bum. But I don't care if you come in like with a suit or with a, you don't have to do any of that stuff. Okay, because look, all the guys were, as long as you have all the other traits, it works, right? Look, another one of these guys, Jason, came from Starbucks. How much do you make at Starbucks?
Bro, like 60 an hour.
$15 an hour. That's a lot more. I was making $7.50 an hour when I was working minimum wage. What's your biggest month here been? 18,000. He went from making $15 an hour to $18,000 in 1 month, but it's because he has all those traits we talked about. So that leads me to the last two values that we put a lot of importance on. One is relentlessness. You have to be relentless. You have to have resilience, because in life, not everything's gonna go your way always. I have this big idea in my head that no matter what you want, if you put enough massive action, enough energy into it, and you just keep going, whatever that thing is, it's gonna break and you're gonna win. You know, David Goggins says something, you have to crush their soul. And he's not talking about a person, he's talking about any sort of goal, right? If your goal is to get through this whiteboard, you hit it enough times, it's gonna break, right? As long as you don't break before the whiteboard. And that's, I think, the value of resilience, relentlessness. If you have a relentless drive to win, to succeed, to make money, to get in shape, whatever you're relentless in, it doesn't matter if you're not doing it perfect. It doesn't matter if you don't have all the skills. It doesn't matter if you're the worst person at it naturally or you're not genetically gifted. You will become great and you will achieve that goal as long as you're relentless. So I think that's another big value that we hold on top of all the other ones. And the last one is integrity, compassion. I want you to realize something. Sometimes one bad apple ruins the entire bunch. We've all heard this saying before. And the same applies for people. When you surround yourself with these people that have integrity, have compassion, they walk through life and they try to do the right thing, you create a beautiful culture of trust. All of these guys are friends. We hang out on the weekends. They like to spend time together. Other companies, once they clock out, they're like, okay, bye, John. They don't see him for the entire weekend. They don't care if they see him ever again their entire life. But here, it's like we're all friends. And that's because we built a culture of integrity, of compassion. I want people here that do the right thing. Because at some point, when this is a $100 million company and we have thousands of employees, you can't manage all that stuff. But what I can do now, while we're relatively small, again, 15, 20 employees, is make sure that the people at the top that are building with us from the very beginning are good people with good morals, good character. Again, integrity and compassion. I think that's one of the most important ones as well. Number one, we want you to be a hard worker. We want you to have ambition. Number two, we want you to be competitive. Number three, we want you to focus on your self-development. You have to have the desire to want to be better. Number four, you can't be someone that's negative with all of these limiting beliefs, because if you have those, it's contagious. It's going to spread to everyone in here. We don't want you here if that's the type of person you are. So if you have limiting beliefs, you have a lot of negativity, you stop people, we don't want you here. Find a different company. Find an easy 9-to-5 job, right? You clock in, clock out, you could leave, okay? We also want people that are coachable, someone that we can grow, because again, we don't tell you things to make you struggle. We want everyone here to be the best version of themselves. So when we give some advice, we coach them, we train them, it's because we want them to be good. So you have to be willing to accept that maybe you're not the best at certain things, and that's okay. Leave your ego out the door, because that's how you're gonna become great, okay? 6, you also gotta be relentless. If you take all these traits and you add relentlessness to it, you will win at whatever you set your mind to. And then number 7, last but not least, you have to have integrity and compassion. And my belief, maybe I don't have any scientific basis for this, but I genuinely believe from the bottom of my heart that good people always win, no matter what. So all those other traits, they might make you successful, but if you want to be happy, you need the last one. You have to have integrity, compassion, especially if you're going to work here. Okay, so hopefully this video made sense. I hope to see you. If you think that you're going to be a great fit, then you will be, if you have all these traits, you will be a great fit here. I look forward to seeing you grow. Come help build this awesome company with us. If not, no worries. Hope to see you soon. Take care, guys. Peace.